Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. Everton 3, Fulham 0. We're joined by Mike, one of our patrons. This is what happens if you're a patron. You get to come in and be a guest and hug one of our cushions really inappropriately.
He's just comfortable.
That's your cushion, that Baz.
He's comfortable. He can do what he wants. He brought Jaffa cakes and wagon wheels and something else.
You just look really excited.
Oh, see what I mean?
You look really excited by the 3 points there.
I was more excited by the cushion. It's, you know,
it's just, it feels nice and it's the Everton badge. So
put it on a hot wash.
He's happy. He's happy.
We're all happy though. I mean, the difference a win makes is incredible, isn't it?
Definitely massive. I think for us, like just to get the monkey off the back, couple of bad results, good performances in my head, a couple of them, but you know, get the win, and then we can get on with trying to get behind the team properly.
I think at this point of the season as well, good performances are great, but you need to be putting. Obviously, this is all season, but you know, you need to be putting points on the board, because at the end of the day, that table is so tight that sometimes it can be very misleading. You know, you've been playing well. Okay, you might have picked up a win and a couple of draws, but just visually, it doesn't look nice. So you just want to get a win in there just to keep things ticking over, obviously, and just you've got to have a default setting, haven't you? You've got to be able to win games of football against average teams, which, let's be honest, is most of the Premier League. And if you can do that like we did Saturday, then things can be very, very different very, very quickly.
Yeah, we did. It's just obviously the West Ham game, and not so much the Arsenal game. The hangover for me was Huddersfield and West Ham. They were the two, because you looked at those two, we win both of these, we're in a good position, and we didn't win either of them. So you come away and you're like, and then you lose to Arsenal, which I thought we played very well in. Yeah. So Saturday, even though it's early, and even though I fully believe in what the manager's doing and what the players are doing, you knew it was a must-win game.
Yeah,
you know, and you're thinking must-win game in September, but you need to, because it reaffirms everything they're doing, and it gets you in that middle of the table, and then you were in touching distance of the top six, and you'd be putting that daylight between everybody else. So it was an important win.
Yeah, I think you've got to, like you said, you've got to get points on the board. That's what we're going for, isn't it? You know, we're going there to watch the team win. You know, we want to see the development behind the scenes and everything progressing. But it goes hand in hand with getting points on the board, and we've got good enough players to put teams like that to the sword their own. We should be.
And I suppose that's been one of the criticisms in the last few weeks, hasn't it? It's, you look at the team. I did a thing last week with a Fulham fan ahead of the game, and he was like, "Look at your team." And then I did something after the game for the Southampton fan, and he was like, "Oh, you're going to change it? You're going to change the team for Tuesday?" I was looking, going, "We changed that. You know, we're still bringing good players in, and you know, Tosin hasn't been started, and now he might start, and you might bring Baines in, and you might, you know, burn that." And you're thinking, the swaps shouldn't affect us that much. We've got a good 14, 15 players there, but if they're not winning games, and people can't see the what Marco Silva's doing behind the scenes, or trying to do behind the scenes, then it plays into a lot of people's hands. Unfortunately, a lot of Evertonians' hands, who for some reason just want to be proved right rather than see the team do well, which I think, you know, if anything bad has come out of social media, and I know we've spoken about this loads of times, it's the fact that because people's opinions are all down on paper, for some reason they feel like they have to stick to them forever and ever and ever and ever, and not go, "Oh yeah, I might have been, you know, I was wrong on that." Just delete your tweets. You're wrong about something. I'm thinking of deleting years of tweets when I was wrong about stuff. Then sticking to something. You know, some people are prepared to die on that hill for some stupid things, where you can just go, "You know what? I mightn't like somebody, but they had a good game today." Now I've had to bite my tongue massively about Michael Keane. I've slagged them off all summer.
But I think, like, it's something you said earlier on, like, you should want to be proved wrong. Oh, we're Everton fans. We want Everton to do well. Well, I do. I'm sure we all do. But, like, you know, you can have a thing with a certain player, whatever. But if they prove you wrong, good.
I want Everton to prove me wrong. I put it out there that I thought Everton would. I don't think Everton will ever win a trophy in my lifetime. Please prove me wrong. Please.
Many times.
But you know, hopefully there's a bit more time.
Yeah.
As the years,
many times,
as the years tumble.
I think. Listen, you shouldn't have an agenda with any Everton player. Really, you know, you should just be getting behind the team at 3 o'clock every week or whenever the time they kick off. That's it. The reset button should be set, and it's get behind them and let's win the game. And at the end of the game, if they haven't played well, you're quite entitled to go, my opinion, didn't have a very good game there. That's fine, but let's try and get like a good feeling going about everybody, you know, and like you just said, X mightn't be your favourite player, but don't be too proud to go, you know what, he's doing well, and I didn't think he could do it, but he's doing alright at the moment. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being able to bend a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Mark, I've said before, Cuco Martinez is the worst footballer I've ever seen play for Everton, and I've seen some bad Everton players, but at times last season he had decent games. So you have to go, you know what, he played alright today. I'd rather he wasn't playing, but he played alright today.
Well, that's it, you'd rather he's not playing. But if he is playing, surely you want him to do well when he's playing.
It's just a bit, it is a bit mad. But
saying that, I mean, the team surprised me. Staying 11 surprised me. But I suppose it shouldn't have surprised us, because if the manager thought they played well last week, then fair play to him to sticking to his guns. That tells those players that if you do all right, okay, things will go against you, but if you do okay and you do what I've asked you to do, which I suppose for the manager is the most important thing. I mean, you hear this all the time. You hear managers who are quite reasonable people will say, well, I told him to do a job and he tried to do it and the other team were better, or something happened that was out of our control. What do you want from me? I'm not a miracle worker, I've done what I've asked. And I suppose that's what Marco Silva's probably looked at and said, you did the job that I asked you to do last week, but a little bit of quality from Arsenal and a bad decision has gone against us and we've lost the game. So I think that's good as well, because that's not a that's what you want from your manager. You don't just want him to be reactive to every little thing. So
it shows he's got a plan, doesn't it? At the end of the day, everyone who was not associated with Everton in the media after the Arsenal game were like, Everton deserved something out of that game, and we did. We played well. The way the team was set up, so from the manager perspective, everything was well. We missed a couple of chances. We did a couple of little errors at the back, but fundamentally for the 90 minutes, we played a decent game of football, and he's got an identity what he wants to play, like you said, and it's saying to the players when they're playing, if you're doing what I'm asking you to do, the shirt's yours. You're staying in, and I think it's good. And partnerships, for me, is gone, and with this, what I want to see, you build partnerships. Garner Davies will get better playing together week in, week out, whether you think they're the right two or not, but whichever two, or whoever it is, centre-back partnership, we get better the more you play, chopping and changing all the time. So I was quite happy to see the same starting 11.
I mean, it was a slight surprise, because I didn't know whether he'd just bring Tosun back in, and he'd hinted that Richarlison playing up front on Friday in his press conference and Bernard coming in, but see the team was like, alright, they did play well last week, so let's see if they can repeat it today. And you have to, you take the man, he's looked at them and trained with them all week, so you go, alright, well he's obviously happy with what they did last week. They did play well last week, and he's changed it when he needed to. He changed it after West Ham for Arsenal. Rather Keane came back in, and Tosun was dropped and stuff like that, so, and Davis was in, so he did make the changes. So, and I think it's no coincidence that we've managed to pick up a clean sheet, first one of the season, by having the same back four. A couple of weeks in a row. I think that was a massive bonus for everyone. Obviously, Keane and Zuma looked okay last week. Okay, a couple of mistakes in them, but this week looked pretty solid. And I think that's the most important thing. I think about that is that you can make changes ahead of that back four, but I think when we've got, okay, that's maybe not everyone's perfect back four, but if you've got a consistent back four at least, then you're going to get they're going to know what they're doing. They're going to start understanding what they're doing, and I think that was really important on Saturday. That back four looked for the majority of the game. Okay, there was hiccups and we'll talk about them, but they looked quite solid. They knew what their jobs were, and they went out and done them. Well, look at last season with that when Allardyce come in, and that back four, we had Cuco Martinez, who wasn't even our third choice right back, at left back, Ashley Williams was having a Mary, and then all of a sudden we went like 5 games without conceding a goal or something, or one, because they just got used to playing with each other. They weren't anyone's greatest, individually. That wasn't the team you would have wanted out there. You'd want to make some changes, but they done a job because they got used to what you do. So I know what you're gonna do now, so I'm a bit more comfortable, and you know what I'm. And everyone is the partnerships, like you said. Now, of course, in an ideal world, we won't have any injuries, and he'll have 26 players to choose from, and he'll have the best, and he'll go, right, this is my best 11, and we might look and go, yeah, that's probably the 11 we play. But at the minute, we've got injuries, and he's making decisions based on what players are doing, and if players aren't performing, you're not in the team, and that's what
for me, the biggest thing was the fact that the performance at Arsenal was good. And so he hasn't just ripped it up because the result didn't go the way we wanted it to. It's going, well, the performance was good, so why? There's no need to rip it up. And I think it worked. Well, it did.
It did
I thought the first half, though, I don't know, I suppose it's one of those things, we're going to have to get better. These teams are going to come and they're going to sit in and they're going to try and frustrate us, and even as open as Fulham are, didn't really offer anything. There was a lot of players. It was very congested in that midfield area. The game really wasn't stretched, and that's where we seem to be struggling. You know, we struggled against Huddersfield. West Ham were obviously a little bit more open, but we seem to struggle just breaking teams down. I think that's something we might have to get used to, but hopefully as that continues, we get better at using the ball. Because for me, it's just a lack of movement and a lack of speed in how we play the ball. I think that was the difference between the first half and the second half. Second half, we just moved the ball a lot faster and pulled them out of where they wanted to be, which is obviously, it's a part of the game anyway in second halves, because the opposition might start dropping off because of fitness, and players get replaced who aren't as good. But that's something we're going to have to definitely get better at, because it just thought first half, it was just another one of those halves where you looked at it going, we can't string 3 passes together here.
Yeah, it was, the tempo was too slow. We had a couple of bright moments. We had one in the first 90 seconds, I think, that Charleston went round 3 or 4 men and flicked it off to Sigurdsson, and he stretched and it went wide. And then we had Walcott had a shot which their keeper made a good save from. And then it was nearly moments where there'd be some lovely football and then it'd break down. It was a sloppy pass, or we delayed the cross, or it was kind of that. And they looked a lot smoother going with the ball, certainly in the centre of the park. They offered very little in the final third, of course, but it felt like that kind of game in the first half.
I think for us, I think, like you said, I think because as we're getting better and we're improving, the players that we're getting, the teams are coming to Goodison with a different mindset, and we've got to get used to that. I think we need to get better at keeping the ball. Because you can break them down naturally come the second half through fatigue by them chasing and chasing and chasing. But I think we've got to be patient as fans as well to understand that. Look, I know we want it quick, but it's a 90-minute game.
But I think you're right there. I think that's down to them as well as players. I think they're too quick to try and break teams down and end up giving the ball away. I think what we need somebody in the middle of the park who is really comfortable on the ball, who is willing to take the ball off other people when they're in a sticky spot, or say Garner gets the ball, Garner can just give it to his mate next to him who can move up the pitch comfortably. We all know we need that. Schneidlin can do that, but he doesn't go anywhere. He'll get he likes taking the ball, and his pass completion is really, really high, but he doesn't go anywhere with the ball. And what we really need is someone in that middle of the park who can transition with the ball, but is also a good passer. Listen, they're a high commodity. There's not many of them about. Chelsea have got one at the moment. What's his name? Jorginho. He's got like a 99% pass, but you can see with him what he does. And all the good teams have that at the moment, and that's what we really miss. We'll just calm the game down. So in the first half, what I thought we were guilty of is just getting the ball and trying to just do something dead quick, and then it'll break down, and then they get the ball, and then you get it back. Whereas if you've got someone in the middle of the park who can do that, they pick the moments. Arteta's in the memory for us the best one. Someone who just get the ball and can just see that pass. But if it's not on, we'll just go, well, I'll give it to you, and you give it back to me, and then we'll see if it's on again. I think that's just something we're missing at the moment, because what we rely on heavily is our width. And Richarlison will get the ball, or Walcott to the ball, and I think the problem with width is it's a high gambling ethos, really, because you've got to rely on Richarlison to beat a couple of players to make space. Same with Walcott. You rely on him beating a couple. If he doesn't beat them, it breaks down straight away, and you're back to where you started. So I just think that's what we miss in those games. We didn't have it for years, and then Arteta arrived, and suddenly we had it in the middle of the park. And I don't think we've quite had that player since. Barry did it in a different way. He could open the space up, but he could open up from a deep position. And it was I suppose you had Barkley with him then, and Barkley could do the transition as well. But it's about having that one player now. Yeah. Because I think what we found in the last two games is Garner can do that job all day on his own. What we always thought. Yeah. Tom Davies, I think, helps that because he's a little bit more advanced than them. But Tom just hasn't got that repertoire yet. Certainly the passing, he tries, but it's not fully there yet. And I don't think he breaks away from players quick enough either. He's trying. The model, I think that's what the manager wants. Yeah. But I think that if we could find that player, I think that this
might have him.
Got him. He's just not fit yet.
Well, might be. We don't know, do we?
Ifs, buts and maybes, isn't it? I don't like ever listen, I still think Andy van der Meijden is going to come good. No, I honestly think that Van der Meijden is going to come good one of these days. No, you're right. He might be there, and I think we are. Some of us are pinning our hopes on him, but I think there's got to be someone out there in Wales football that they've got to be looking for. Yeah. I think Davies at the moment is almost like a prototype. It's up to him whether he wants to take it. Yeah. But he's almost like I think this team at the moment is the prototype for the team going forward. Garner sitting behind. Now, it mightn't be Garner in the future. Him sitting behind, doing all that work. Someone in front of him who moves the ball, and Sigurdsson, or it might even be Sigurdsson. Someone, but that's the prototype. And it's up to us now to start filling those positions with better players. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Gylfi can do that.
No, I'm going to go Gylfi.
No, I'm saying.
Not with that hair.
I think he could play the 8th. I've said it before.
Don't talk about hair.
I think he could quite easily play that 8. Yeah. What you're talking about, because he is comfortable on the ball. He does take the ball. I just think sometimes I think he gets lost in the 10. He's not in the game. Certainly Saturday, before his goal, he was a passenger.
But he was a proper 10 on Saturday.
He touched the ball.
But I looked at... No, what I'm saying is I looked at his position, his average position, and he's playing it as a centre-forward. Yeah. He's playing as a centre-forward.
He touched the ball 24 times in 94 minutes, which is not great.
But 2 of them were good,
the minute he scored, he went up 3 levels. He went up to... And you looked and went, there he is there. That's the player. Because up until the goal, he missed the pen. He was innocuous. It's totally and utterly. I said, I don't mind. So about being wrong, I was like, I'd take him off.
The message on my phone.
I'd take him off because he hadn't touched the ball. Yeah. Him and Calvert-Lewin, we were like playing at 9 men because he just wasn't in the game. Yeah. And he's such a good footballer that he's got to be in the. You've got to get him in the game somehow.
Yeah, I think that goes from, like you were saying there, the transition from Garner to there. So Davies currently there, and like you say, I think we all know Davies will probably get there eventually. But is he currently at the level of the rest of the 11? Probably not, but that's the position at the minute. But I think the management side of it, the management team, they'll know that, they'll have seen that, and it can't replace everyone straight away.
Tom Davies' numbers were incredible, sir. Yeah, 90%, 89% pass completion rate. Yeah, played more forward passes than anybody on the pitch. Yeah. From both teams, tackled 150% of his tackles, more forward passing.
What I will say about Tom Davies, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, I think his position has become defined this season. Yeah. Whereas last season, I've said this loads of times, you were looking at him going, didn't you used to nutmeg people in your own box? Didn't you used to do Cruyff turns when you scored the goal? And last season you just become this dog of a player, and this season, whether you like him or not, and if you don't like him, you don't like him. But I think you're starting to see what his position is. Yeah. The manager understands what his position is now, and will use him in that position, and I think that's a big bonus for the player himself.
A big weak point for Tom Davies and for Garner is another game's gone by where they haven't had a shot, either of them.
Yeah.
Right? Now, for Premier League players, and certainly for players in and around the top 6, which is where we want to be, your midfield 3 have to all be able to do it. Gylfi had finished with 6 shots.
Yeah.
Great. It's easy to talk.
Yeah.
And you know, the start we've had, I think we'd all expect to be on another 6 points at least than what we are. But it's the start of the journey, like you said. It's not 2 and 3 seasons into this.
Yeah.
This is we're 7 Premier League games into Marco Silva's reign. Are you? It's like you said. We've tried to win every single match we've played so far,
exactly.
and that's what I'm taking from it.
Yeah.
You know, last season, if we'd had Sam Allardyce, I guarantee you we'd be 3rd now in the Premier League, because we'd have won every home game, but it'd have been 1-0 and 1-0, and everyone would have been going, it's boring, it's crap. I'm happy with where we are, playing the way we are, knowing, like you just said, risk and reward, where we can get to. We can't get any further than where we were under Allardyce, 7th and 8th. That was it. That was your limit. You were done. Because to beat the best, you've got to risk.
Of course you do, yeah. For me, I think, like, if with Silva, you've sort of got the stage now where you can see what he's trying to do. The implementations are happening. It's not going to happen overnight. But as like I said to you sort of earlier on, was that every player seems to be improving under him, pretty much. And again, it was what we were crying out for, having a coach, having someone to coach the players, and you know, but you give it a little bit of time. But main thing is, look, it's enjoyable to go and watch now.
I think we just, I think what we need is we just need to make sure that we have a lot of default wins, just wins that we can win, games that we can win. Where okay, we might not have a great first half or a great second half, but we just win those games, and they're the games that allow you that breathing room to improve as a team. We've got. That's got to happen, because if it doesn't happen, and I said this last week, then that's where you find yourself, you know, in the bottom half of the table, and everyone, and it's great to say, oh yeah, well, we're playing well, but we're not winning. So we've got to make sure we have more of these wins, and we keep ourselves knocking around, so that if it does click, then you're in a great position to take that next step.
What did you make of Marco Silva's comments about the crowd?
I think they were spot on. I think we are anxious as a crowd. And I think what he's just relaying there is saying, well, first half wasn't great, but look at the second half you got. So
have a look at it after 90 minutes rather than.
I think we've just got to go on the journey with the team. I think we've got. I know it sounds stupid, but as a set of fans, we've had so many false dawns and disappointment that at some stage we've got to just chuck that out the window and just sort of believe in what's happening. And for me, it feels like we're on the right track. It doesn't, you know, it isn't here yet, absolutely no way, but I just want to believe in it, and the main thing is on that journey, we're getting entertained as well. Happy days.
That's it, isn't
it? I think the crowd as a whole can be better anyway. I think the atmosphere thing, but again, listen, Goodison is it's a reactive crowd rather than a proactive crowd. It's been like that for years, and I don't put that on anyone. I don't say that's your fault or your fault or your fault. That's just the way we are as fans. And I think, but so if the crowd, when, like you've been talking about, when Pickford did the thing, it gets everyone going.
Yeah, the moments.
You know, everyone just goes, yes. You know, it's as good as that crunching tackle. It's like you're into this.
Yeah.
You know,
because we all want to believe that it matters to the player.
Yeah, definitely. You want to see it, don't you, visibly?
So when you see Pickford going like that, just because he's saved something, you can tell he's up for it. When you see Toffee wheeling away with like just that release, you know,
I want it to matter to them just for them. As in, I want to say this: they don't have to be like, oh, kissing the badge. But as long as it means something to them as a team, like they're in it together as a team, they don't have to be necessarily in it for Everton, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I want them to love the club, but they're not always going to love the club. But I want them to be in it for them, so there's a team spirit, so that it hurts when they lose for them, and when they win, they love it. And then that's the first stage to going, I love this club. You know, because you've got to get to that first stage phase. You've got to walk off the pitch going, we got beat, but you know what? At least I scored, or it doesn't matter. We're playing next. You've got to walk off that pitch going, that meant something to me, and then that will take you to that next stage where you're like, I love this club.
Well, that's how Kyle did, didn't he?
Yeah.
With like Sir Kyle and people like that, he loved it. The journey.
If it doesn't hurt professionally, it'll never hurt.
Like personally.
You know, personally, will it? Do you know what I mean? If you don't walk off that pitch going, losing.
Yeah.
If you have, yeah. And fans will always latch onto those players, and that's where it's like almost hard at the moment, where you're like, who are our heroes? Who do you latch onto? Who does it mean something to?
We've had more of a turn of players. We used to buying them, are we?
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. Yeah.
We've used to have them for a good amount of years, so you sort of know the characters. But it feels like it's
Hopefully,
getting there,
hopefully,
there's characters as well in terms of like your Bernard looks a little bit quirky, and Tolson's obviously got a bit of fighting Pickford's.
But then you see the things after the match. You see, Bernard give his shirt to the kid with the Brazil. I mean. He gives his shirt, then Richarlison runs over to the Gladys and gives the kid. And I mean, the only thing is, there's going to be 40,000 Brazilian shirts in next game. That's the only thing. But you see that, and again, that's great.
Yeah,
that's the bond.
Connection.
That's the bond. That's the connection. That's where people go. But it does mean something to him.
Yeah,
because he's took the time to acknowledge.
It's like with Digne in it. He's bought into it massively.
I love that.
He's the first. I took my lad to. Who was playing the first cup? Rotherham,
yeah.
And after the game, he was there just
there for
ages, but he was smiling. It wasn't a chore. He was enjoying it, and I think like again that's the connection. And again, straight away, that's my lad's little player. That's who he wants. And
you've got the manager totally fest, and how can you love Tosin? Sprays his head for he plays.
He does, to be fair.
Do you know, I need to know where to go.
His hair is, when you watch him training, he's you shoot the ball. Yeah. He's got like a bit of you and a bit of like, and then in the match he's got just a full dye.
Yeah,
like
full jet black.
It's black.
Like, he didn't put it on his boots. He's had all these black tins of dubbing and he's not going to do with it.
Get it on there for the game. How can you not love someone who does that?
It's that much effort.
There you have it. Let us know your thoughts on this game. If you know where Cenk Tosun gets the magic spray for his hair,
let me know,
please. I just don't think it would work.
I just need hair.
I just don't think. Yeah, I mean that would.
I'll have it though for mine to make mine a bit darker.
Well,
no, you're the silver fox.
No,
you're the housewife's favourite, Bass.
No, but it's a bit dark.
I'm the bad boy. You're the housewife's favourite. We'll be giving up our roles.
All right,
you know
Grant Mitchell here as well.
Well, there you go.
Over here. Ross Kemp.
Look at Ant and Deck. Once we found out one was a massive alcoholic, it's never been the same. There you have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on anything we spoke about today. We'll see you later.